Well, welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today for this very exciting webinar here. My name is Therese Lane. I am with RiverWoods Durham, and I'm joined today by my colleague Dan Witham here. And Dan and I today, for the next hour, we are going to share with you the exciting opportunity here for the RiverWoods Durham Phase 2 expansion, the priority program. And we know a lot of you are very excited about this. We've been talking with you over really the past few months. So we really appreciate your interest and your participation and wanting to learn all about this exciting opportunity here with the priority program. We are just waiting. We have quite a few people joining us today. It looks like most of you have joined in, so we will begin. We're happen to be looking at a picture here of two of our residents that are enjoying a cross-country skiing at Wagon Hill here in Durham. But today we'll just do a little bit of housekeeping. As you all know, you are on mute, but Dan and I have saved time at the end of the webinar today to hear directly from you. We know you will have questions, and we look forward to answering all of your questions. As you're familiar, at the bottom of your screen, there is a Q&A box. So Dan and I want to hear directly from you and really dialogue back and forth what your questions are. Make sure they are all answered. And as always, we do appreciate any suggestions for upcoming topics. We always value your feedback there. So we know that quite a bit of you today are very familiar with RiverWoods history. But we feel it's really important to restate how RiverWoods began and really share with you RiverWoods history. There's also quite a few of you online that might be new to joining the RiverWoods as a RiverWoods future resident. And just so you know, all of you that are joining this webinar today, you are all RiverWoods Durham future residents. So RiverWoods Durham began with these two very smart and tenacious women. Rosemary Coffin is in the foreground, and Mariana Hatch is there as well. These two women wanted to come up with a creative way to improve the experience of aging. Their dream was to create a vibrant community that would provide support and healthcare when and if it was needed. That dream came true with the opening of our first community in Exeter in 1994, 30 years ago. And Mariana's dream was to have a community in Durham. And her dream came true when we opened up RiverWoods Durham in November of 2019, 6 years ago. And now that RiverWoods Durham has the new expansion, Phase 2, we're creating the next chapter. So where RiverWoods is today, we've grown into the largest family of CCRCs in Northern New England. RiverWoods Exeter has 3 campuses. RiverWoods Manchester was our first acquisition in 2016. And as I mentioned, RiverWoods Durham is the newest community, having opened up in November of 2019. So all 3 of the communities share the same values, the same practices, and we are all governed by the same family of communities. So what we're showing you here is we're governed by a CCRC board. Of course, you know CCRC is Continuing Care Retirement Community. So the CCRC board focuses on the existing communities and sustainability for the future. The acronym TRWG stands for the RiverWoods Group. And the RiverWoods Group is here to support the system. The RiverWoods group offers support, which is mainly back of the house, including finance, information technology, human resources, marketing, and quality. And the group funds any risky portion of any projects for growth or improvement. But each of the communities is financially independent. RiverWoods is also a not-for-profit and mission-based organization. Rosemary and Mariana dreamed of bringing a better way of life for older adults. And through these systems, we're keeping that dream alive every day. So now I want to introduce to you Dan Witham. Dan is our director of sales here with the RiverWoods Group. And he's leading the sales team across the family of RiverWoods communities. Dan joined RiverWoods in 2022 to lead the sales team. He graduated from Newberry College with a background in hospitality, and he's dedicated to helping our future residents and their families to have confidence, clarity, and really find belonging and choosing the right life care community. And myself, Therese, I am the sales manager here at RiverWoods Durham. I joined RiverWoods back in 2017 before the construction even began. It was a very fun and exciting time. They call that blue sky when you are starting from scratch. I came from the software industry because I really wanted to make a more meaningful impact and have thoroughly enjoyed working here for the past 8.5 years. I really love transitioning into senior living. I became the sales manager in 2023, and I graduated from the University of New Hampshire. So I loved the idea of coming back to the town of Durham. It is a vibrant college town, and it's just wonderful to be working back where I had gone to school. So the team also, to round out the team, you may be familiar with Kelly Fires. She is our senior living counselor here. Kelly has joined RiverWoods in September of 2019, right before we opened the doors here in Durham. But previously, Kelly had been in the senior living industry for over 20 years. And when she initially joined 6 years ago, she was focused mainly on direct admissions into healthcare here at RiverWoods Durham. But recently, her focus is helping future residents for independent living. And with her compassion and her empathy, she has been a wonderful part of the team. We also have Rebecca LeBlanc. Rebecca has been part of RiverWoods Durham for over 3 years. The marketing team was lucky enough to have Rebecca transition into our team, being the marketing coordinator and the move-in specialist over a 1.5 years ago. Rebecca is the glue for the team. She also is known to have many hats. She provides a lot of IT support for residents and staff. So that rounds out the marketing team. Today's agenda, we are excited to be able to share with you for the first time the planning on the expansion for phase 2. And we're going to get into details of how the priority program works and most importantly, what your opportunity is. So I can remember back in 2017, when I began here, we had the initial priority program there. And we had over 600 households join the priority program and be engaged with us for phase 1 of RiverWoods Durham. And what the team did back then is we had 150 of the residences, of the apartments committed and reserved. We sold out in less than 30 days, in actually 29 days. We didn't know it at the time, but we had set national records with those numbers. That was a very exciting time. And then in November 2019, we opened the doors here for RiverWoods Durham, and we were 100% occupied by February 2020. We do expect similar interest in RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. And certainly all of our conversations with you, our future residents, have proved that to be the case, that you are very excited to hear about the new apartments. This priority program is open to Riverwoods future residents before the general public. And Dan is going to share the details of the priority program. But the important thing to know today is there is no obligation for you to join the priority program today. So it is a risk-free process. You are just joining to share with us that you are interested in the new apartments. So with Phase 2, we will be building 55 new apartment buildings. And those 55 apartments will be in 2 hybrid buildings. A hybrid home, it's a new concept. It is a new small community residential design concept. And we're finding that folks love this idea. So one of the hybrid homes is going to have 29 apartments in it, and the second hybrid home will have 26 apartments in it. So it really gives you a neighborhood feel. It's a simplicity of design, not a large scale building, but you're in a smaller setting, but you're part of a larger community. So you really have the best of both worlds. It really creates warmth and connection. And I know when we had the first residents moving into Phase 1 originally in November of 2019, they really did create really tight bonds and friendships there. And if they were on the same wing together, on the same floor, their apartments were on the same floor. And that's the same feel that you're going to get in a hybrid home. It really will be a wonderful, more of a tight-knit group there. So we also have a beautiful community center that Dan is going to share the architectural renderings with that and share with you all the amenities in the community center. With these 55 apartments, we will be building 2 different options, 1-bedroom options. We will be building a 1-bedroom with den apartment home and also a 2-bedroom apartment home. So with these, you can see the floor plans here that most of you are familiar with. We have the Bellamy, Cochico, Ellis, and Lamprey. They're similar to the current floor plans that are in the original building, but we have updated and improved those floor plans. And this new design concept with the improved floor plans came based on feedback from our current residents. And that feedback was shared with our architects, AG Architect. So as you can see, we will be building 10 Bellamy apartments, 9 Cochico apartments, 24 Ellis apartments, and 12 of the Lamprey apartments, 2-bedroom apartments. So with this limited number of options here, it does really benefit you if you are interested at all to join the priority program today. So more features and benefits. Again, we're going to have 2 standalone buildings. And one wonderful benefit is that each apartment will have a dedicated one space per apartment garage spot. So it will be a ground level garage spot. But each driver will have a parking spot so that if there's a second person in your apartment, there will be a secondary spot that will be surface level. And I think you all know that we do snow removal. So that will be a big relief as of yesterday's snowstorm of when you're living in RiverWoods, Durham, you will not have to worry about snow. We will have 3 floors of residential living in the 2 hybrid homes, and there's shared common space in each of the buildings. So that's really nice to have shared common space there to gather with your neighbors. You'll have easy access to the brand new community center, full access to a full range of community amenities. And we know it's very important to you, transportation. There will be transportation to the original building. And one of the most important benefits that I can see is having a specific move-in date. So you will know 18 months in advance what your move-in date is. So in that time period, you will have that time to downsize, to get your home, your current house ready to be put on the market, to work with your realtor. So that will give you a lot of peace of mind to be ready for the move-in. Versus, as you know, being on a wait list just provides 60 days to be able to achieve all of that within 60 days. So that is a big benefit there. And it's future certainty. You know that apartment is reserved for you. So now I'm going to turn it over to Dan, and Dan is going to provide us with an overview of the site plan for RiverWoods Durham and the buildings and the location to our original campus.
Thank you, Therese. Thanks for the great introduction, and thank you all for being here today. Like Therese had mentioned early on, we're very excited to share with some of you the first time the layout and more about RiverWoods Durham Phase 2 and the opportunity to join the priority program following today's call. So we are starting out with the campus map. This is really helpful for people to understand where our new 2 hybrid buildings and community center are going to be located. I do have my red little laser pointer here to make a little bit easier access for everyone to see. Hopefully people can see that at home. The entrance off of Route 108, again, many of you are familiar with RiverWoods Durham, have been here in the past. Towards the bottom right off of 108 is our marketing center, or we call it the barn. That was home when RiverWoods Durham was first opened to the marketing team. Currently has some other RiverWoods members in that office. As we move up Stone Quarry Drive, that is the town road here. This is our RiverWoods Durham original Phase 1 building. So this is what many of you have toured, have seen the apartments, the health center, our lodge, and more. So that is the original building. Our first hybrid home building is going to be right here where my red laser pointer is, the West building. That is the closest new hybrid building to our original campus. That building's name is going to be called Heron. This is new to a lot of people again on this call. So it has been entitled Heron as our West building. That building, the Heron building, will have 29 apartments located in that building, a mixture of the 4 styles that Therese had mentioned earlier. As you can see, a very short walking distance using one of our brand new crossing walks to the original building through either the entrance here or the original main entrance over here. Therese also mentioned the idea of transportation that would pick you up at your building and bring you to the original entrance area here. As we continue going down Stone Quarry, the next building you would see here is our new community center. The community center has been named the Hatchwood Community Center. I'll talk a little bit more about the reason behind the name on an upcoming slide, but wanted to give you a sense of where that is. Again, a short walk from the original building to the new community center for residents in the West Building, the Heron, or our other new hybrid building, Osprey, which is our East Building. That building will have 26 new apartments, a mixture of the four styles as mentioned. That building is adjacent to the new Hatchwood Community Center, so a very short distance across. And then as we continue down, this road currently is a 90-degree angle, Stone Quarry Drive. This has been reworked with the town of Durham when we do our new phase 2 development into a slower curve here. Then you'll see a new facilities garage. That is a RiverWoods Durham facilities garage. And if you continue further down, all the way down here is the Town of Durham Public Works building, so a little bit further away. Noting the brand new sidewalks that are going to be installed all the way from the town building all the way up through the Heron West building. Those are all brand new sidewalks with some green space in between the sidewalk and the street. So very safe for our residents that are walking from the buildings over to our original campus. Again, the transportation options as well. So this is giving you a good sense of the new phase 2 construction, the 2 new hybrid buildings, and the new community center. I'm going to focus on each building a little more in particular now, again, starting with the West Building, which is the Heron Building. Again, this is the most close proximity to the original building, so people looking for a 1 or 2 minute walk to the main building, our original building, pretty easy there. This building will have 29 total apartments in the 4 different styles. We're going to go into more details on each building shortly. That under garage building parking, as Therese mentioned, and then 3 levels of apartments above, many including covered balconies as well. So things to note. This view also has views of our raised garden beds. So these are raised garden beds here next to the original building. And then you'll note all the new surroundings, beautiful wooded lots here. So a lot of areas for residents to look out their windows and see wooded lots. And then we also have a beautiful dog park for our residents that have dogs here in the community. Each building will also have EV or electric vehicle stations. Those will be outside the buildings for easy access for those in the building or other residents of the community. As that need of electric vehicle stations continues to grow with our residents. As we move down, I will start with the Osprey or East building here, a little closer look at that. This building will be a total of 26 apartments. Again, the ground level garage underneath the building and 3 levels above. And then easy access to the new Hatchwood Community Center here, just walking across the parking area. The other thing to note with our new buildings is that we will be maintaining all of our existing trail systems. So some of you have maybe walked on our trail systems. There's just a few new connections or entry points. Otherwise, the existing trail systems will maintain themselves even with the new RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. Again, the East Building, Osprey, will have electric vehicle stations outside and easy access to the original building, most likely a short walk up the road and to the right. So very easy there. The new Hatchwood Community Center here, again, community center, think of it as a large open space. I'll go into more details on what's in there shortly. The name Hatchwood comes from one of our founders, as Therese mentioned at the start of our program, Mariana Hatch, and the idea of the woods here. So we're using the new term Hatchwood as the name of our new community center. So it's a nice fitting kind of acknowledgement of Mariana Hatch and all the hard work and effort she put into this as well. And then the new facilities garage assisting our on-site facilities team, having more storage and vehicle storage for our transportation and their vehicles here in the community. This is a picture of our hybrid home. This is an architectural elevation rendition, so showing you the levels of the new hybrid home building. This building shows you the lower level. You'll see a stone facade, very similar in concept and style to our existing original RiverWoods Durham community. And then 3 stories above here will be the residential apartment homes, all the different sizes. You'll also see balconies on several of the apartments, interior here and on the exterior sides, and a beautiful architectural roof line here on the top. We are in New England, so having a pitched roof line is really valuable here to the community. Each building will have a beautiful entry foyer for residents when they first come in. Each building will also have elevator access, so an elevator for all residents to go to all the levels of the 4 stories. And then backup generation. As we all know, we do lose power from time to time. So having a full generation unit for each new building, the hybrid homes and the new community center, is all part of this project. This is a rendition of our Osprey hybrid home building. Again, many of you familiar with our original campus, a very similar style, again, with the bottom stone facade, the upper levels, the 3 levels above. So these are 4-story buildings, very similar to the current original building here at RiverWoods Durham. The Osprey building is also very close to the new Hatchwood Community Center. So you can see a very short distance across from the hybrid home building to the new Hatchwood Community Center. This is another architectural rendition of the Hatchwood Community Center. This is a 1-story building with lofted ceilings, lots of windows, incorporating some of the shared design of our original building, continuation of that style. Taking on the rich colors of our Durham marketing barn in application that sits on Route 108. The architectural roof line, again, the higher pitch, which creates a lot of brightness and a strong sense for community presence of our residents. And the Hatchwood Community Center, not available just for new residents in phase 2, but all of our residents of the original RiverWoods community as well. And they're excited for this new phase 2 option. The residents are very excited to have new members of our community coming in the next few years. This is another rendition of the new Hatchwood Community Center. It gives you a better look of this. This is facing Stone Quarry Drive. Again, a very short distance between the 2 new hybrid home buildings and our original campus. You'll note a lot of the green surroundings, some beautiful lawn area, and on the backside, a beautiful wooded presence. This building also has a beautiful outdoor terrace towards the back for community space for all residents to enjoy, whether sitting by yourself reading a book with a group surrounding or a social event that might take place. This is a new building of shared resident experience. So open gathering spaces, a living room. Some of you might be familiar with our Piscataqua room, which currently exists in the original building. So an area for residents to gather, socialize, read the daily newspapers, and more. There will be a bistro-style dining feature. Think of it as a light breakfast option. You can enjoy your morning cup of coffee, enjoy a light salad, sandwiches, our wonderful soups that we provide at RiverWoods Durham. So think of light options, grab and go, that will be available in that new dining feature in the community center. There'll also be a club room in the new community center. Think of it like Ray's Place. Some of you have attended Ray's Place on our 4th floor at the original building. It's a shared experience for all residents who can gather for movies, celebrations, if you like to play cards, games, if you even want to reserve it for your own social occasion, birthday, anniversary celebration, holiday experience, or more. So a great new opportunity to have more shared space or more private space for you. The large outdoor terrace that will be part of this is a nice outdoor feature as more people like to be outdoors for gatherings and social events, and just the idea of relaxation and enjoyment of the serene outdoor surroundings with the residents, family, and friends. Next, we're going to go over the priority program benefits. Many of you on this are excited to learn more about the priority program. What are the benefits of joining the program and how does it work? And we're going to go through that over the next few slides. The first thing we'd like to note, there are a limited number of priority members. As Therese said, when RiverWoods Durham opened, there were over 600 people on the priority list for 150 apartments. We're expecting between 150 and 200 people to join our priority list for this occasion. The idea of the priority program is the opportunity to choose a brand new residence in RiverWoods Durham Phase 2 in one of the 2 hybrid buildings with the 4 floor plan styles. With the priority program, you are going to achieve the lowest possible pricing that will ever be offered at RiverWoods Durham for this Phase 2 program. There are 55 new apartment styles, so this will gain you access to have a chance to reserve one of those 55 apartments based upon your priority number. Again, as Therese noted, by acting now, there is only opportunity for you to have a chance to learn about pricing, see the particular floor plans, and possibly to reserve one of these apartments in the spring of 2026. So joining the priority program now is a great opportunity for you. The pre-construction benefits, things to think about is opportunity to personalize your finishes in the apartment. You, as a first-time resident, if you're one of the first 55, will get to choose your own cabinets, stone countertops for your kitchen and bathrooms, flooring options, paint selections, and really those are great choices to make from the start. So you'll have a chance, based upon the selections available, to make all those personalization benefits to you. Secondly, the certainty on availability and timing. As Therese mentioned earlier, having the idea of a dedicated timeline to move to RiverWoods Durham is such a valuable commodity in today's senior living world. Currently, most residents have about 60 days from accepting an offer to moving into the community. This will be known about 18 months in advance of when you'll be able to move to the community. So that certainty of an available timeline is a great opportunity for you to join the priority program today. Again, enjoy the time. It will give you more time to think about your downsizing, enjoying your life until that time comes of moving to Riverwoods Durham sometime in the next 2 years. So again, certainty on availability and the timing, having a chance to move with plenty more time. In a little bit, we're going to talk about our intent to convert and our priority program and how to join that program. But some of the benefits, as I've mentioned, our intent to convert is a priority agreement. So you'll be signing a risk-free agreement, hopefully sometime later today. And we'll talk about that upcoming. The stress is really not about signing an agreement today. It's really about putting your place in line for an opportunity to select an apartment in RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. If you have a little interest, a lot of interest, or some interest, we urge you to sign up for the priority program today. There's no obligation to move forward. Again, sometime in the spring of 2026 is when that time will come. So today, put your place in line. When spring comes, then you'll have an opportunity to really consider your options, whether Phase 2 is for you or you're going to stay on our original Durham wait list. Again, it provides you with a place in line to review pricing, floor plans, and locations. Pricing and floor plans will be available sometime before the reservation process starts next spring. So you'll be the first to have the opportunity to see the pricing, floor plans, and those locations. If you sign up for the program today, we will provide you with a priority number based upon when you complete and send in your intent to convert agreement. This is an online agreement, and we'll be sharing how to do so in a couple slides upcoming. Our timeline, always good for people to understand kind of where we are today and where we're going. Today, December 3rd, is our opportunity, your first opportunity for Riverwoods Durham future residents to have an opportunity to join our priority program. This program is made exclusively for you, future residents of Riverwoods Durham, today, December 3rd. That program is open, and next opportunity will be December 15th. That's a Monday. The priority program will then be open for Riverwoods Exeter and Riverwoods Manchester future residents. So think of it today, December 3rd, you are getting a jumpstart opportunity over residents in Exeter, Manchester, or even people who are not on a wait list currently at Riverwoods. In the spring of 2026, we will sit down with priority members who have completed our intent to commit form in order of your priority number. This will be the time that we will review the available apartments and locations, and you'll have a chance to reserve a new apartment at Phase 2 if you choose to do so. Again, by signing up for the priority program today does not mean you're going to take an apartment in Riverwoods Durham Phase 2. It just gives you the opportunity to get in line to have one of those chances. Construction is projected to start in the summer of 2026. That is next summer, coming very fast. And then our first move-ins, as Therese said, about 18 months after, our first move-ins are expected in late 2027, sometime maybe in the November timeline. So again, a limited number of opportunities for you to join. So act now, do it today. Again, there's no importance other than getting an opportunity to move forward. Our process of how this is going to work. Today, following our presentation around 2:30 today, and this is important for you all to note that are on this call today, you are going to receive a connector email. That email comes from info@rwdurham.org. Our connector email is normally what we send our newsletter in. So again, if you're looking for that email, it's going to be info@rwdurham.org. That will be sent out at 2:30 today to all future residents of RiverWoods Durham. This is going to be your chance to submit your intent to commit form to join the priority program. When you receive this email, there is going to be a link in the email for you to complete a DocuSign form. This is an online form. You do not need to print the form and scan it and send it back to us. This is an online form with a few easy steps to complete to return to us. And we are going to go over the form in a couple slides upcoming. When we receive the form back, it is going to be time and date stamped. That is really important for us at RiverWoods Durham to assign a priority number in the order in which we get the forms returned to us. The number assignment will be in order based upon the time and date stamp. I cannot indicate that enough, that everything that comes into us will have a time and date stamp to give you a priority number. Again, as Teresa and I have both said, there is no obligation. If you have any interest at all, small interest, strong interest, or possible interest, you should complete the intent to convert agreement as soon as possible after 2:30 today. The form. Many of you have already been asking Teresa and I about the form. So we are going to go over the next few slides of what you will receive in the email today. And I will really try to go slow and make sure that each person can see these forms and look them over. I'm going to explain the different sections. And again, at the end of the program, we're going to take questions today. So the first box you will receive when you open the link in your email, you will see this page. It's called a Power Form Signer Information. For you as future residents, if you'd like to sign up for the priority program, you will insert your name and email address only on this page. If you are more than one person on a waitlist agreement, couple, partners, or other, please only one person fill out this form. We do not need both people to fill out the form today. So your name and email address, that is all you need to complete on this page. The note below, do not change the fields below. It's very important for all of you to know to not erase Rebecca LeBlanc's name or email from the form below, as if those names are erased, she will not receive the form. Rebecca is going to be receiving all of our intent to commit to join the priority program forms. So again, name and email address only on this page, and then you will hit the yellow begin signing at the bottom of the page. I'll use my little cursor here. So if we have here, name, email address, begin signing. Those are your steps on this particular page. The next page after hit begin signing will bring you to this. It's just a welcome message from Rebecca. You're certainly more than welcome to read this. It just has information on what you'll be signing on the next page, but we are going to cover that completely in person. It just says you're going to receive a document. One person per household needs to complete the submitted form. It will be time, date, and stamped once it's returned to us. Anyone that is more than a single person on a waitlist agreement, as I said on the prior one, only one person needs to sign the form today. And then hit continue. See, I'm doing it already. I'm using the form, Teresa. The next page is a lot of text, and I'm going to break down these sections individually for you to give you a good sample of what is in here, because I know many of you are going to read this information, and it's certainly important for you to read as well. The first paragraph indicates you are entering into an intent to convert agreement here at RiverWoods Durham for phase 2. Again, by entering this agreement today, it does not mean you are going to reserve an apartment going forward, but you have some interest, whether it's strong, moderate, or heavy interest in RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. Paragraph 2, if you have completed a CDP, CDP is our term for confidential data profile or your financial qualification application. If you have completed that after July 1st of 2023, July 1st of 2023, you do not need to resubmit an application. If it's prior to July 1st, 2023, following your submission of this form today, you will have 30 days in which to submit an updated financial qualification or our CDP. Paragraph 3 is receipt of the intent to convert form. This will put you in place in line for opportunity in the spring to reserve a specific apartment in RiverWoods Durham Phase 2. In fact, if you do select an apartment and sign a reservation agreement in the spring of 2026, again, this is not by signing this form today, but actually signing a reservation agreement with a reserved apartment, you're required to have a 10% deposit at that time of the new entrance fees for that reserved apartment style. This could mean moving your existing deposit over from RiverWoods Durham original waitlist to the new. That is what's mostly expected by our residents. Again, a 10% deposit would be due only at the time if you reserve apartment in the spring of 2026. Today, by signing this form, does not move your deposit, does not remove you from our original waitlist. It reserves your place in line for an opportunity. Paragraph 4 is important. By signing this form, again, does not change your status on the existing RiverWoods Durham waitlist, as I just stated shortly ago. It just gives you an opportunity to get your place in line for RiverWoods Durham Phase 2 expansion. Only when you sign a reservation agreement in the spring of 2026 would your deposit or reservation fee be transferred if that is your choice to do so at that time. And finally, the form that everyone has been looking for today. This is the most important form other than, again, your name and email on the first page. This is the intent to convert form along with the page prior. This is the form that you will complete and update to submit to get on the priority program. On the very top is my preferred RiverWoods Durham floor plan. This is a drop-down box that you can select one style only. One style only meaning your preferred option here for the new Phase 2 construction at RiverWoods Durham. This does not mean you might have a second preference, a third preference, or you might be open to all styles. We just want to know your preferred style. So this will indicate one bedroom with den, larger one bedroom, or two bedrooms. So the 4 styles that we had mentioned. It is a drop box. You select the one style only. It gives you one option to pick one option only. So please fill out that box first. The second paragraph, if there is more than one person on your current waitlist agreement, meaning you're a couple or partners, you will select the box and select yes. This box has 2 selections, yes and no. If you are a single person, it's no. If you are a couple, it's yes. So only select that box if there are 2 people to select yes. What will happen following submission of this intent to convert priority form, we will return the form for the second person's signature, but only after a priority number has been given on the form. So you're not losing out an opportunity for having 2 people. Again, as I noted, only one person needs to fill out the form to submit today. The next space is the applicant name. Please put in your name in this field. If there are, again, more than one person, we only need one name on the form as of today. So applicant name in that box. And the final step here is to sign. Some of you have maybe used DocuSign in the past. If you have, you will already have a DocuSign signature. So when you hit this, you will have your DocuSign signature that you will use. If you have not used DocuSign, you can create a signature very easily by hitting this sign box. When you hit this box, if you do not have an existing DocuSign signature, you will be asked to adopt a signature will appear. You will confirm your name and put in your initials and then click the yellow box that's in this here to adopt and sign the form. So again, if you have a DocuSign signature, use your existing signature. If you don't, adopt a new signature with your name and initials and adopt and sign. The final step bottom is finish. Once you have added your floor plan, your name, if you're a joint waitlist agreement with a yes and your signature, you hit finish. When you hit finish, this form will be sent to Rebecca here in our office, Rebecca LeBlanc, our marketing coordinator. When we receive them, they will be time, date, and stamped to know your position in line. That is a really important step. The form on the bottom to be completed by RiverWoods will be completed by Rebecca and returned to you. We are not looking to return these forms until starting on Monday, December 8th. as we're expecting a large number of forms to come in over the next few days. So again, if you do not see a return form with a priority number in the next few days, that is not because we're not wanting to do it, but we want to wait until Monday, December 8th to start sending these forms back to you. Really important. So please do not reach out to Rebecca, Therese, Kelly, or myself to learn your priority number because we're going to start sending them out on Monday, December 8th. Again, I can only urge you that the time is to act now. If you have any interest in RiverWoods Durham Phase 2 and getting pricings, looking at the floor plans, or reserving an apartment in the future, the time is now to sign your intent to convert form and submit today. I'm going to now turn it over to Therese and myself, as I'm sure many of you have questions. We've covered a lot of information, and we want to make sure that we can answer your questions, as many as we can. And so we're going to go through those questions as long as we need to get through the majority of questions. So you know this is a very important moment for you all.
Thank you, Dan. That was very detailed, and very, I'm sure, appreciated by all of our attendees today. We really wanted to make sure we went through step by step what that form looks like and where you will be signing. So thank you for submitting questions. We do have quite a few questions here. I'm going to go through a few of them. Some of you submitted these questions maybe early on and they were answered later in the webinar, but I'll just run through them. First, we were asked, does submitting an intent to convert form forfeit your name on the Phase 1 original waitlist? The answer is no. It does today, it does not affect your name in your deposit on the original waitlist. That will not be affected. And somebody had asked, what is in the Hatchwood Community Center? In the Hatchwood Community Center, there will be a beautiful large club room that is similar to our Ray's Place Lounge here in the original building. We will have a room that is also a living room area similar to the Piscataqua room in the original building. We will have a bistro that you can go for lunch and for light breakfast options and takeaway options there. Those be a lot of nice social space, gathering space there in Hatchwood. Dan, I'll turn it over to you. Let you go through a few of the questions.
Yep, great. There's a number of good questions here. Question is, if you choose a one-bedroom style on this form, could you change to another style in the spring when you're called in? And the answer is yes. This is just giving us some sense of what people might be looking for. Again, the idea is when the springtime comes around, based upon your priority number and the available apartments, as long as you're financially qualified, you can look at any apartment on that list in that particular case. This presentation will be recorded. I think someone asked about that, so that answer is yes. It will be sent out tomorrow. It won't be sent out today, but it will be recorded. I'm not trying to rush through these, but I know we have a lot of questions. By signing, the priority program will be 150 to 200 households applying for 55 apartments. That is correct. As Therese mentioned early on, we had over 600 on the original priority program when Durham was built. That is pretty typical because we know not everyone will move forward in the spring with an apartment. And some people may and some people might not. So that is the reason why there's certainly a larger number than the available apartments.
And Dan Sidori, thank you for that question. The important thing to remind you as well is you're the first group. So RiverWoods Durham residents are going to have the lowest priority numbers. So you don't have to worry about the people coming after you, RiverWoods Exeter future residents, RiverWoods Manchester, or people in the general public. So you will have the lower priority numbers. You will have your chance, your opportunity in the spring if you choose an apartment there. Someone had asked, would the Heron building be completed first and then the Osprey. The architects have let us know that that is their plan. We don't know exactly what if they might be, a month apart, having the Heron completed first, but we will let you know as the plans continue to be solidified there. And also, someone had asked, is the fitness center in the original building? Yes, the fitness center is in the original building, along with the main dining areas are in the original building. The multi-purpose center is still in the original building. Here, the wellness clinic. Again, in the community center, you will have a bistro area, but it's more for light lunch options and breakfast options. You will still go to the original building for the main dining.
A few more questions here. Correct. There are no apartments on the first level. That is the garage level only. Apartment homes will be on the second, third, and fourth levels. Again, many with potential balconies as part of that. Transportation is still being worked out, David. There will be a transportation option for both buildings, new hybrid buildings, and the Hatchwood Community Center. Certainly, that has been a strong component, not only for potential future residents moving to phase two, but even original residents wanting to visit the community center. So that's certainly something we are strongly looking at and working with our operational teams here in the community. I'll take one more, then I'll give Therese back here.
Sure.
Another question from Judith. Should I decide in 18 months, I really rather be in the original building, do I have options? So by joining the priority program today, it does not remove you from the original wait list. It does not change anything. It just gives you that opportunity to be in line. Come the spring, and spring could mean March or April. We don't want to give you a definite timeline because it's still working out those dates. You will then, based upon your priority number, if you are offered an opportunity to reserve an apartment in phase two, have to determine whether you want to move your deposit off the original wait list, which means taking you off the original wait list and putting you on phase two. If you did that and decided in 18 months you did not want the new phase two apartment, you can join the RiverWoods Durham wait list, but you would go to the bottom of the wait list. So again, joining today does not change anything. It's only when that time comes, you'll have the opportunity to say, I want to take an apartment in phase two, remain on the Durham wait list, or potentially pay a second deposit if that was something someone really wanted to do, but we're not expecting that to happen in too many cases.
A few people had asked, when will the floor plans be available? The new updated and improved floor plans, those will be available midwinter. Again, in the spring, by the time we come to sit down with you and have scheduled the meetings, we will at that point have the new entrance fee pricing for the new apartments. We will have the updated and improved floor plans, and then you will know the exact locations of where each of the apartments are located in the two buildings. Some of you, I enjoy the questions. Some of you are asking very specific questions to the new and updated floor plans. They are exciting. I'll share with you one. Becky had asked in the upcoming Ellis, will there be any changes to the den? And I am going to say yes at this point. We've put a lot of thought into that. And again, I'll go back to what I mentioned is we asked our current residents to provide us feedback, and they shared their feedback with our architects. So based on that, we have made improvements to the existing floor plans. When we have those complete, we will be able to share those with you midwinter. And along with that, the process for pricing is that process right now. We have the construction document that the architects are working on. And when the architects have completed that, they bring that back to us, and our CFO, Kevin Goyette, then works on the pricing for the apartments with our development partner. So there's quite a bit of process that is involved with the construction company, the architects, and then back to us. So we will have those as soon as we have those pricing, the new prices. We will share those with you. Again, we anticipate that to be midwinter. But important to note is the monthly fees in the new apartments will be the same as the monthly fees in the original building.
There's a few questions about DocuSign, which I understand would be really vital for people listening on this call. If when you submit the form, DocuSign will say the form has been submitted. Again, not to want to have everyone flood Rebecca's email with questions about did you get my form? If you want to send an email to your sales counselor, we might not answer right away, but we certainly will let you know the form's been received. But DocuSign generally will say the form has been submitted in that particular case. There's a lot of questions about are there any changes to the original building with phase two? Therese, do you want to kind of give a few updates on that?
Sure. Sure. Yes. Thank you for the question. That is a very important question. Um, With the 55 new apartments, we will be gaining an additional potentially 75 new residents here, part of RiverWoods, Durham. So with that, we have come up with ways where we've reimagined the original building with our architects because we want to expand. First, we want to expand dining for the new residents. And in our existing multi-purpose room, I'm sure all of you are familiar, Tremont Place, we are going to turn Tremont Place into an expanded dining area. It's a beautiful beautiful plan that the architects have been working on and we've shared this in a presentation with our current residents. And then we're going to take what is our existing formal dining area, Jackson's Landing, and we're turning that into our multi-purpose room. We're going to expand that room out further, the footprint of that room, and we are going to make the ceiling for the walls about 12 feet in some areas, and then up further, I think, to 15 feet. So it's going to be a beautiful multi-purpose room with fantastic audio-visual technology in there. So the residents have been very excited when our architects presented the plan to them. We have the plan is also to take our existing fitness area that is currently up one floor up, which we call the first floor because we start on the ground floor, and put the new fitness area in the wing that our administrative offices are in now. So we're going to be building a beautiful new fitness center. And we're going to, where the current fitness center is, we will have the new Creativity Arts Center, and we will have some administrative offices there. And the marketing team will be going back to its roots in the barn. That is where we began, where we had the first meetings for future residents. So we are excited about the new plans there.
Teresa, a few more here. Question is, until I get a call in the spring, am I still on the original wait list? Yes. Nothing is changing to your original wait
Nothing
list position
changes.
or deposit until the time comes in the spring if you are ready or looking to reserve an apartment in that particular time. I'm going to go through a couple of these, so while
Okay.
I'm talking here. Do RiverWoods Durham residents have priority ahead of us? Currently, there is a minimal interest by only a few existing residents of the community. So really, RiverWoods Durham future residents like yourself on this call are really the large number of the priority people on the program.
And what we found with that is once someone's settled, if someone has been here from the beginning, 6 years, 5 years, they're settled in their apartment. So a lot of them say, "Oh, I love the idea of the new buildings, but I'm settled already. I don't want to move again." So we understand that.
Um,
We did have a few people just asking for the definition of a hybrid building. So I'll review that again. A hybrid building is a new concept. We worked with our development partner and our architects on that, and they have seen this across the country. The idea of a hybrid building feeling like you have a standalone home, but in a neighborhood setting. So it's a more of it really benefits to have the warmth and connection of having a smaller number of residents in your building, but you're part of a larger community. So this concept is really taking over across the country, that we see in retirement communities building these hybrid homes.
A couple questions about other things in the hybrid home buildings. The community space, there is a community room or kind of a nice common space for residents to gather in each of the new hybrid home buildings. There's also residential storage. Of course, that's always a big feature for people to know. So additional storage cage outside of your home. There's been some questions about the balconies. You want to share anything about balconies? Most of the apartments, a lot of the apartments will be having balconies. Um, I don't know if we have the exact number at this point in time. Certainly, by joining the program today, as we get more information, that is a benefit of joining the priority program, is you'll be the first to know which apartments have balconies, what the pricing will be, what the new layouts will be, those types of options.
And we want to share with you that we are putting together a timeline of events for those people who are joining the priority program, so that when we have this critical information available to share with you, that we will have in-person events, we will have webinars to be able to share this information with you as we receive it. And Jim, thank you for your question on when he asked about the new update, reimagining making the changes to the original building. He had asked what the start date would be and end date of that. We don't know specifically which month we will be beginning that construction, but it will coincide with the new apartments being built. And when we've had AG Architects here twice presenting for the residents, they have assured the residents that they know to minimally impact them. So they will, in the original building, they will be working at one project at a time. And when they're working in one specific area, they would have made plans again to have minimal disruption for our current residents.
Going through the questions here. Um, Question about managing movement of residents. Again, that transportation option will be available for residents again of RiverWoods Durham Phase 2 and our original building. We already have a pretty robust transportation department, and certainly we will work with residents. We're a very resident-driven community. We like to make sure our residents are taken care of. So transportation will be updated as we have more details on that. I know that's a big question for a lot of people today. Question about, by signing up for this, you're essentially on two waiting lists. So you're on a priority list for a possibility of an opportunity for a new apartment in Phase 2. But again, as we have mentioned several times, you are not being taken off the original wait list at this time. This is just an opportunity for a potential reservation of a new apartment in phase two sometime in the spring.
And someone asked specifically what the monthly fees are currently. I will send that out specifically to the future resident asking. But if anyone else does want an updated price sheet, please reach out to myself, Dan, or Kelly. Reach out to your sales counselor. And we do send those the beginning of each fiscal year, July 1st. We send out the updated price sheet, but certainly we'd be happy to send those out to you again.
Question on priority numbers. Priority numbers are based upon when people submit the intent to commit form today. So the priority number is a priority number based upon any style of apartment. It's not apartment specific, meaning you have 1 through 10 in Lampreys, 1 through 10 in Bellamy's. It is one priority number list, regardless of apartment style. A good question. That's actually a really good question.
Yeah, these are great
Yeah.
questions.
Yep.
So I know we're getting a little almost to 10 past the hour. So I think what we'll do is we do have the remaining questions here. Dan, I don't know if you want to take one or two more questions. Why
Yep.
don't we do that? We'll take two more questions, and then we will certainly reach out to you specifically if we were not able to answer your questions to make sure all of your questions are addressed. So Dan, why don't you take two more questions?
Sure. Question is, if you reserve apartment in the spring and the 10% deposit is higher than what you've already given, the answer is you would have to pay the difference up to 10%. So if the deposit was $5,000 more, you would have to pay the difference of $5,000 in that particular case. Impact on assisted living and memory care at RiverWoods Durham. When RiverWoods Durham was originally built, I don't know if you want to kind of expand on that question, Therese, because
Sure. Sure. No, thank you for the question. I think the question is, if we will have these new residents, how that might affect our existing healthcare center. So our existing healthcare center is called Newfound Lodge. And when we opened up in 2019, we built a large healthcare center. That healthcare center has 72 residences slash apartments. That number 72 is made up of 24 assisted living apartments, 24 for nursing care, and then another 24 for memory support. And we intentionally designed the building based on the latest research and the latest thinking on how best to provide for memory support and nursing care. That's the small house model, also goes by the term household design. So to start out with, we have a large healthcare center. What we have done since the 6 years that we have been open is we have 150 independent apartments here and 72 apartments in our healthcare center. So certainly our independent residents have not needed the amount of available and open supportive living apartments that we have in our healthcare center. So that provided the opportunity for us to occupy assisted living, memory support, or nursing care with people coming directly from their homes. We call it direct admit, that may have needed that care immediately when they came in, assisted living, nursing care, or memory support. If somebody came into the community as a direct admit, they would have a very different contract. They would not have the insurance component that a resident coming in as an independent resident would have. But just to share with you why we've done the numbers and we've worked with our development partner on understanding the number of new residents that will be joining the community and what our current capacity is here in healthcare center. The numbers have worked out fine because what we've done is we have such a much higher percentage of direct admits currently in healthcare that we are able to meet the needs that we will have in the future for new RiverWoods residents here. So thank you for the question. That is a very question, and we have worked with very smart people, our development partners on that. And so the numbers will work out fine, but that's a great question. You want
I
to
think
take
we've
one
gone
more,
through
Dan?
a lot of our questions, or we've tried to type in some answers for those that have asked questions. Just trying to go through any last ones. Um, I think most of them we're pretty good about. I think we're pretty good, Trace, because we've been doing good. Again, if there's
Okay.
anything that we missed or didn't get enough detail, you can certainly reach out. Again, as I mentioned earlier, the priority program, that email that will come from our info@rwdurham.org will be coming out at 2:30 today. That is your chance to click the link to complete the intent to convert form and submit to join our priority program. Therese, I'm sure you have a
All
few
right.
parting
Well,
words.
yes. No, I just want to thank you all again for your interest and your participation. We really appreciate your excitement and enthusiasm for the expansion here in Durham, and we are excited for the kickoff here of the priority program. So thank you again, and we will be letting you know on Monday, December 8th, of what your priority number is. Again, thanks so much.
Have a great day, everyone.